Ahoy everyone, Captain Marrow here, and today I'm out here next to Lake Moultrie, not too far from the town of Moncks Corner in South Carolina. So you might be wondering why I'm here at a lake rather than an ocean or a beach today. And the reason being is that this lake is the supposed location of buried treasure and or the haunting of a pirate ghost, particularly that of Stede Bonnet. So behind me, this lake didn't always exist. In fact, this lake is a recent creation as of 1941. Prior to that, this was the location of Wantoot Plantation. So Wantoot Plantation existed as of 1712, again, back out here behind me. And from the years of 1715 through 1717, it also served as a fortification by the English during the Yamasee War. Now, Stede Bonnet became a pirate in the year 1716 when he left Barbados, and over the course of his 2-year career or so, he did make his way back and forth across South Carolina numerous times. So according to folklore, at some point in time, probably in the year 1717, Stede Bonnet and his crew were said to have entered the Charlestown harbor, sailed 34 miles inland up the Santee River, and from there transported treasure from their ship inland using ox-drawn carts all the way out to Wantoot Plantation. Now, supposedly, Bonnet and his crew had camped there before and knew it was a safe location. Although there's no telling if that's true or if Bonnet himself ever actually made it up the river. In any case, while out here, after bringing the treasure out, he was said to have buried the treasure at Wantoot Plantation, or they potentially threw it into the pond at the property of Wantoot Plantation. Of course, with the intent to reclaim it later on, which, of course, Bonnet never did, as he was captured in the Cape Fear River by pirate hunter William Rhett in the year 1718. By the year 1750, the rumors of Bonnet's buried treasure at Wantoot Plantation had spread, and at that point is really when there was a burst of treasure hunters that flocked to the property and started digging up everything that they could in search of Bonnet's treasure. So, of course, they came back empty-handed. No one really dug up anything at any given point. And according to the locals in the area, again, the nearby area would become Moncks Corner, everyone would blame the lack of treasure being unearthed as the result of Stede Bonnet's ghost. Supposedly, his spectral remains were what prevented treasure seekers from actually unearthing his treasure out here at Wantoot Plantation. Now, the folklore didn't necessarily stop. It continued on for a good 200 years almost, at least until around 1940 or so. So in 1940 is when plans were made to flood the region and create what is now Lake Moultrie behind me. Previously, Lake Marion never reached the ocean. Instead, Lake Marion now connects over here to Lake Moultrie, and from Lake Moultrie, they have dug the Santee Canal, which leads out to what is the Santee River. Back during Bonnet's time, ships could only come in so far, which is why he would have had to have traveled overland with ox carts, as the folklore says. In 1941, when plans were to actually flood this area and relocate everyone out here, which included not only Wantoot Plantation, but a town as well, the Post and Courier actually addressed treasure hunters in the newspaper, stating, "If Stede Bonnet's treasure is still out here to be found, this is your last chance. It is about to become Lake Moultrie." So the folklore wasn't short-lived. It actually extended for a good couple hundred years before it became flooded. This is one of these supposedly haunted locations regarding pirate history, as well as buried treasure. Again, if you want to come out here and dig for it now, shovel's not going to do much good. The lake itself is about 10 to 30 feet deep at its deepest point, which is still enough to cause a problem if you want to use a shovel. So, as for the validity of this, now we know that Stede Bonnet traveled up and down the South Carolina coast. He never necessarily stopped in the Charleston area, aside from, of course, when he was captured and brought in. Supposedly, around the year 1717, one could maybe theorize that he took a detour. However, to do so, Bonnet and his crew would have to travel into the Charlestown harbor, again, sail 34 miles inland to where the river ran out, carry it out here via ox-drawn carts, and bury it at a plantation that just the year prior served as a fortification during the Yamasee War. To do so would be an odd decision, to say the least, but I suppose Stede Bonnet was an odd pirate. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off here for now, but again, enjoy the sunset over supposedly haunted Lake Moultrie. Maybe there's treasure out there, maybe not.